Honey, you know I gotta pop a cheesesteak. What I have not told Maury yet may come as a surprise to her, but the real reason why we came to Penn's Landing today is to pick up some cheesesteaks. Captain's Pantry. With cocktails and pink jammies, you know that captain's getting some midnight cheesesteaks. The good thing is, however, there are cheesesteaks all over Philly. We're doing the ultimate test today, folks. We're gonna find out which one's better, Pat's or Gino's. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name's Chris, and we're glad you came along for the adventure today. Today, we are spending some time in Philadelphia, stopping off at the Reading Terminal Market. I don't know, I'm not really sure where we're going yet, but I can tell you one thing. If you stick with us, you're gonna figure it out.
But if you don't come back.
So if you're not familiar with the Reading Terminal Market, they are extremely famous for incredible food, alcohol, liquor, you name it, they got it. We're bringing it to you today. Definitely gonna have some cheesesteaks. Just gonna look around and explore this. Uh-oh, babe. There's your cheese. One thing you'll know about us, we love cheese, and there's some good selection of cheeses here. This place is pretty cool. I've been to a lot of markets before, but there's so many different selections of different restaurants, eateries, things you can get as far as food-wise. It's truly awesome. If you've been here before, comment down below. Let me know where your favorite place to eat is in here. You're good. Alright, if I'm being completely honest, Reading Terminal Market is a pretty cool place, just not really our vibe. There is a hell of a lot of people in there, and the lines are so long to try to get food. You'll wait for over a half hour, easy, just in line. And then you gotta wait for your food on top of that yet. Outside's pretty cool though.
That's all you say.
The good thing is, however, there are cheesesteaks all over Philly. So we're gonna go find a spot that is hopefully not so packed to pop a cheesesteak and maybe get something else. We decided for our next stop in Philadelphia is going to be Penn's Landing. If you don't know anything about Penn's Landing, it's pretty cool. It is home to 3 ships. One is this, which is known as, I believe, the Moshulu. It's kind of like this really neat old pirate ship looking type boat, which is now a restaurant. They also have another ship here called the Cruiser Olympia, which is pretty neat. That was a kind of flagship, I believe, in the Spanish-American War, and I think it was decommissioned after World War I, where its final journey was to bring home the body of an unknown soldier from World War I. And there is also a submarine here called, I believe, Submarine Becuna. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing the names right, but that's what we're going to check out today. What I have not told Maury yet may come as a surprise to her, but the real reason why we came to Penn's Landing today is to pick up our new boat. But that's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that over there. I'll try to zoom in, but that is the Battleship New Jersey. According to Google, it's currently closed, so we will not be going over there today. We're going to see if we can check out some other battleships here. If you want to check out some of the city cruises here in Philadelphia, here is the QR code for scheduling and tickets. You can just visit citycruises.com/Philadelphia. This Moshulu boat's pretty darn neat. Here is some information on the Moshulu if you'd like to book reservations. It says walk-ins are welcome. We were going to go in, but I'm not sure if it's open because it says that the brunch hours are only until 2:30 and dinner doesn't start until 4 o'clock. So we're kind of right in like a mixed area there. It is 2:45, so I believe we just missed brunch. It kind of sucks. Definitely awesome. I bet you the atmosphere on that is super, super cool. Right here is the Submarine Becuna and Cruiser Olympia. Fun fact, you can tour these ships. I'll put some prices up here on how much it costs. You do need to get tickets. I'm not sure how long the tours are. I know they have a couple different options, whether it be guided tours or self-guided tours. And I believe they also have like a little maritime museum here as well, but I'll put that information up here for you guys. Come here, it's really neat all along here, even if you don't want to get like reservations at Moshulu. They definitely have these eateries along here. They're not open today. I'm sure it's probably just like a seasonal thing, and it is still March, but I bet you this gets pretty popping down here during the spring and summertime. Looks like there might be a tugboat out there and another schooner type deal over there. Honey, you know I gotta sit on the chair. I think this is pretty cool. Kind of, you've heard of Lovelock bridges before. This here along Front Street here, like the little river walk. A whole bunch of locks along here. So if you have a little lover, you want to lock your love in the place, and you come on down to Philly, lock it in. You can get a little extra and put like a big bike lock. Big bike lock on it. We're gonna call it a big bike lock. If you really want to be a lovebird, you can get in the little swans over here. Look at this lock.
This one.
Oh. Some of these locks are pretty creative. Little skull and crossbones down here. Elefante.
I mean, I was just, and I looked about it just, that's disgusting. Yeah, it was just, and then he was like yelling at me. It was just like, by the end, I just felt so.
This one here would be like ours, because like that's as old as our love is. And the little turtle. That's cool. I gotta say, this is pretty nice down here. It's definitely chill. Maury and I were talking, definitely a lot more of our vibe being here, not overly crowded by a lot of people. It's just a nice chill spot. Maury just pointed out that boat's booty's a little warm. It's getting its booty fanned.
I feel like
kind of jealous of this guy back here sitting there reading a book. Looks like an awesome, relaxing place to sit and chill and read a book. It's definitely an awesome place to just go for a walk. We got Jupiter the tugboat. Permission to come aboard, Captain. So definitely just found out a really awesome fun fact about the Becuna here. It sunk 5 warships. That's pretty sweet. We're actually walking on top of it to go into the Olympia, which is the oldest warship in the United States. And I said earlier about this being the vessel that brought back the unknown soldier. That is actually the unknown soldier that is guarded in the Arlington National Cemetery, which is, it's pretty neat. This ship had a heck of a job. Unfortunately, we will not be able to go on the Becuna today because that is a self-guided tour and all the tickets are sold out for today. So here we are. Welcome aboard the Olympia. Wow. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a whole frame. This is the senior officer stateroom right here.
We used to let people just walk through.
Yeah.
But then
it's tiny.
Yeah.
we started just doing the guided tours, and now they become so popular. That's the only way we do it now.
But we get a lot of questions. But now we do get a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's.
I think we managed this one you guided to one of the ones that we were talking about. Well, that was. Yes.
Those rooms are tiny. The sides kind of remind me of like cribs. The wooden sides so you don't fall out of it. Ah. I see we're just in time for supper. Honey, quick, give me a shell. Fire in the hole. Oh, peeky boop. Warrant officer pantry and mess room. Fortunately, we can't go down there. That kind of sucks. Ship's crew only. Junior officer wardroom. Ah. Get their own dining room in there. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty neat. This room right here is for the engine ventilation. Definitely cool. There's the engines. Massive. And as you can see, there's this ventilation. Looks like this here. If you wanna pause it, that explains a little bit more about it. It's pretty cool though. This ship had a range of 5,900 nautical miles on one tank of coal. Passage to the engine room. Machine shop here. Looks like we have reached the crew quarters on the berth deck. Yeah. There's a hammock here for you if you need to take a little snoozer. Here's the fireman's washroom. Boiler room. Pretty neat. Here's some coal chutes and ash chutes. More hammocks. So these are the original tables and hammocks. It's an ash hoist that lifted 300-pound buckets of coal ash from the boiler rooms below to bring up and then go over to the ash chutes, which they would then dump those out into the ocean. There's an ash hoist. See that one a little bit better. And you have the scuttlebutt, where the crew members could get cold drinking water, catch up on all their water cooler gossip, and how to tie different knots. This is the dentist office, Maurice said. I don't know that I would have wanted to have gone in that dentist office. Here's your ship store. Some cans of snuff and some cigarettes in there. Got the dispensary here. Yeah, look at that bed.
Yeah, it's like a crib.
Here's where they had performed some surgeries. And couldn't imagine having to get surgery performed on a ship. Well, that'd be too fun. So this area in here is the crew head, which is where everybody came to use the restroom when they had to use the restroom, take a shower. You can see toilets are definitely outhouse style. I couldn't imagine the smell in here. It had to be pretty wicked. And you had the laundry room right beside the washroom. Laundry press there. What's this, honey? This is equipment stores. But looks like you have another bathtub and a washroom back there. I did read, I'm not 100% sure where it's at, but one of these rooms in here was for like a quarantine when they had smallpox. I don't know if that would have been it, because I do believe this is kind of like right around the infirmary area. Actually, yeah, right here it is. It says the sick bay. So this is where they had quarantined anybody that would have had Spanish flu, smallpox. This is we're supposed to look down. Ooh, that goes really far down there. It's pretty neat. Go for it. Looks like we got the big guns up here. Look at this puppy. This thing is massive. Got the electrical room over here. The deck. Store your ammunition right here. Pick up the ammunition. Load it right in that puppy. Who's ever on the other end can kiss their goodbye, because I think that would hurt. Oh, the ice machine. Refrigerator room. These guns here are pretty cool. There's actually 10 of them on the ship. And they would fire a 50-pound projectile up to 6 miles. You do some damage at 6 miles. This is the galley. I don't know, honey, looks like they're cooking up some good stew today. Got the bakery. And even the crew library, which unfortunately is closed today. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to get a book. It's the executive officer's office and the admiral's pantry. The admiral gets some munchies late at night. Oh, the admiral actually had a toilet. He had a real toilet, honey. A real toilet and bath. And this was his cabin and stateroom. That is pretty darn neat. Maury told me I had to go to the Garajo. Is this all part of your plan? She brought me up here on the ship to send me to the Garajo. That is the Garajo. Oh, that's neat. Look at this bell, huh? Look at her go. She's still trying to get me up there in it. Look at that. From this spot right here, Commodore Dewey directed the Asiatic Squadron to victory in the Spanish-American War, launching the United States onto the world stage. You may fire when you are ready, Gridley. It feels squishy. This is the top of the engine vent bay. So this area right here is super special. You've already heard me talk about the tomb of the unknown soldier, and this ship bringing that unknown soldier back home. So this spot right here was where the casket carrying the unknown soldier rested until he came home to his final resting place. Pretty cool. We just found out here that Teddy Roosevelt visited the Olympia twice in his career as a politician. The first one had occurred in September 28th, 1899. Roosevelt visited on a second time in August 17th, 1903. I showed you Olympia's booty from the outside in multiple angles, but here we are. hanging out on Olympia's booty. However, something is pointing directly at us from the other side. That's not fun to look at. For the enemy, at least. If you're not the enemy, that's pretty darn cool. Looks like a little armory, small arms locker. So Captain Lamberton enjoyed drinking cocktails in pink pajamas, apparently. Here's the other side of his stateroom. It's the captain's head and bath again, an actual bathroom. The captain's pantry. With cocktails and pink jammies, you know that captain's getting some midnight munchies. So here was the captain's office. That's cool. Battle Memorial. Cast bronze memorial was presented to the Olympia at the Dewey Day Naval Parade in New York Harbor on September 29th, 1899. It was a gift from the city of Olympia, Washington State, and was designed by Paul W. Morris with the assistance of Daniel Chester French. It's representing the victory, holds a ribbon reading, "Gridley, you may fire when ready." The simple phrase was how Commodore George Dewey reportedly gave the command to Olympia's Captain Charles Gridley to begin the famous Battle of Manila Bay. Oh. So as you can see, this was directly right in front of this. I'll put prices up here of the tour, but I would definitely recommend you come and visit the Olympia. I really wish we could have got on the Submarine today, but unfortunately that's just not going to happen. Like I said earlier, self-guided tours, and they don't have any more guided tours today, but this ship back here is extremely cool. I'll put some pricing information up here. I want to say I think it is normally $18 a ticket per person. We came here pretty late in the afternoon and it was only $10 a person, which was cool, and we have plenty enough time to be able to get through the ship and see everything it has to offer. So if you're in Philly and you come to Penn's Landing, definitely check this out. Battleship Olympia is awesome. It's really, really cool. All right, well, we made our way to some cheesesteaks right here at Pat's and Gino's. It's the age-old debate. What's the best cheesesteak in Philly? Pat's or Gino's? Let me know, which one's yours? You a fan of Pat's or Gino's? Pat's is getting some construction done right now, so we're going to the food truck to get our cheesesteak today. All right, well, we got our Pat's steak. We're heading over to Gino's now. We're doing the ultimate test today, folks. We're gonna find out which one's better, Pat's or Gino's. Definite note to keep in mind here, Gino's, cash only. If you don't have cash, there's an ATM right behind me that I used. Cash only at Gino's. All right, the ultimate test. We have the Gino's. We have Pat's. We're gonna give Pat's a try first. Maury already says she's a very, very huge fan of the cheese fries. So here we go. They are messy. They are whiz and onions. This smells amazing.
I produced my fish. Wow. It was a good sandwich.
That's good. Pat's is slamming. I've never had Pat's before. I've only had Jim's. Jim's is really good too. Double on in on Gino's. Gino's, same deal. Whiz and onions. This one's whiz is on the bottom. I gotta go for a second bite. I think I have a winner though. So I gotta tell you, they're both slamming. You can't go wrong with either. The meat's different on either one. I would say Pat's onions are a little more caramelized, and you get more of that whiz flavor with it being spread across the top. Takes you a hot minute to get to the whiz flavoring in the Geno's. I gotta give it to Pat's. I give it to Pat's. You truly are the king of steaks. They're damn good. I'm gonna sit here and eat these puppies now. Y'all can just be jealous. I'm going all in on cheesesteaks. All right, I've never been in a Subway before, so we're gonna go down and check this out. Okay, and I guess that's obviously all the further I'm going to go because I don't have a ticket to actually go anywhere. It looks like you keep going down there. Pretty crazy to think while you're upstairs just cruising along the streets of Philly, there's a whole world that's down here below you. But, you can check that one off the list. I've seen a Subway now. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, you know, we certainly love bringing you guys along with us. You know, this week was kind of one of those examples where we didn't 100% know what we were going to do. We were actually going to go hiking. Then at the last second, we changed our mind and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's head to Philly. We haven't been to Philly for a while. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with us to Philly. You know, a quick recap of our events. Penn's Landing is absolutely awesome. If you can make it there, check it out. You can't go wrong. It's really cool, especially if you like history, or you like warships. It is really, really neat. The Moshulu, if you can get reservations to go in there, I highly recommend it. That place looks amazing. Cheesesteaks. In my humble opinion, I'm going to have to say that Jim's still holds the #1 spot for me. My kind of breakdown of it is, you know, I think they're all kind of have like a little bit of a different thickness to the meat. I would say Gino's was probably the thickest, and it was the driest because they put their whiz on the bottom of the bun, and their onions weren't as caramelized. They were a little more raw, which actually ended up giving me heartburn, but delicious. Like, you can't go wrong with any of them. You know, everybody has their own personal preference on how they like them. Pat's was probably like a middle of the tier cut. Definitely messy, definitely delicious. It had whiz throughout it. But with putting the whiz on the top, you know, the whiz was kind of thicker, but it still managed to seep its way down into the meat, which was incredible. Jim's, I think one of the reasons why I like Jim's the most is it's just, it's a thinly cut, and it's amazing. It's absolutely delicious. And what I did not show you on camera was just to confirm that Jim's was still #1 in my book. I had to pick up my mom in Philly yesterday, and I stopped off at Jim's Steaks and got her very first Philadelphia cheesesteak at Jim's Cheesesteaks. And yeah, still #1. Jim's, you hold it. You hold it. But there are a lot of cheesesteaks in Philly. Pat's and Geno's are just kind of the famous tourist places to go to. But there's a whole bunch. So if you love cheesesteaks, make sure you do a Google search of it. You know, you'll find out some pretty cool different locations like D'Alessandro's, Jim's, obviously I mentioned them. You know, there's just quite a few. So if you like Philadelphia cheesesteaks, make sure you hit them up. You can't go wrong. You will absolutely love the cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. They are amazing. They're really good. So but like I said, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know, give it a real big thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you're feeling a little risky, you know, turn those notifications on. We have new videos dropping every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, you know, we hope that you guys continue to follow along on our adventures, because we're going to keep having fun. They're going to keep coming, and we couldn't do this without you. So, yeah, that's it. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on our next adventure.